Hey guys, it's Maxie here and welcome to another TEW2020 video. You join us for our fourth pay-per-view with AEW, which is of course AEW Fyter Fest, after Blood and Guts, Fight for the Fallen and All Out, number 2, so hopefully we have a good show here. We've been doing really well in terms of pay-per-view revenue, of course, as the patches have came along. There's been obviously the changes to that, so we're benefiting from that and hopefully gives us a good financial gain here. We've brought up a lot of stories and a few things I want to add before we jump in. This includes one of the most ambitious things I've ever done a TW video, which you'll see when we get to it, and also a wee bit of an arse up. The tag partner for Jacob Fyter's contract hasn't started yet, so yeah, we'll explain that as the show goes on. But cheers for watching, much appreciated as always. Any comments on the show, on wrestling in general, your own TW saves, yeah, make this channel a wee bit more sociable. Wee thumbs up and any subs deeply appreciated, as I say. Just drop stuff into your inbox, and if you want to see some more kind of mods, some more written and verbal stuff, and just general TEW stuff in general, description below the best places to check out. So we're live on Bleacher Report Live, Fight TV and In Demand. We're at a generic event area, just so we can ensure we get the most money possible. So yeah, this is AEW Fyter Fest. Let's crack on with tonight's pay-per-view. 22 segments in a sold out 37,000 seater capacity stadium, arena, whatever you want to call it, in the southeast. Welcome to AEW Fyter Fest. Tonight we have a star-studded night with Pac challenging Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship. We also have the crazy House of Hardy match where the Bucks, Cody and Matt Hardy, will verse the Inner Circle's Chris Jericho, Cash Wheeler and Santana and Ortiz. But for now, starting us off, here is MJF. So a 72 rated segment, hyping up the World Championship match, because we've got Moxley and Pac as the main bit in this. We judge it on their overness, so a 72. And about the had good heat and decent wrestling, MJF defeated Dustin Rhodes in 10-21 by pinfall with a Swanton Bomb. A 63 rated matchup. MJF going to keep on beating veterans, keep up the winning streak, because one day some title opportunities should come his way. But yeah, so far so good with protecting Maxwell Jacob Friedman. There we go again, another washed up, has been beaten up and put to the side again by Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Seriously, Cody, AEW, this is getting ridiculous now. You're literally paying me to beat Grandpas. So 80 rating for MJF's promo. And yeah, just saying, yeah, another old guy tossed to the side. Who's next? We have our women's title match next, and it was a decent matchup that saw Nikki Storm defeat Chris Statlander in 12-23 by pinfall with the Perfect Storm. Nikki Storm makes defence number 1 of the AEW women's title. It was obviously going to be too early to take the title off of Nikki, but the matchup got a good solid 60 rating, and you believe in this kind of matchup that it would benefit Chris Statlander as well. If we look at our booking details, the road agent notes, we kept it open, so Statlander would get a exact amount of offense as Nikki. The match is over. I didn't have this text admittedly, but basically Nikki Storm just says, well done, good performance, and yeah, it's basically Statlander showing a sign of respect effectively, so it should be the other way about there. But it was a basic angle to put in, because obviously both are baby faces. So 44 rating here for the post-match handshake. Next up and about that had good heat and decent wrestling, Lance Archer defeated Scorpio Sky in 10-09 with the blackout. Archer makes the second defence of the TNT title. A 61 here, continuing the winning streak of Lance Archer as TNT champion. He's now dispatched of Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian, and of course has taken out Christopher Daniels. But a 67 just shows he keeps on improving in ring, and yeah, it's a very solid mid-card championship matchup. Archer picks up the win over Scorpio Sky, but wait a minute, from the back here comes Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian from SCU, and Jake Roberts is looking on at the 2-on-1 assault that then becomes a 3-on-1 assault when Scorpio Sky gets back to his senses. Sky and Kaz hold Archer down, and then Daniels nails him with the best moonsault ever. This old dog is not finished just yet. So a pretty good solid angle there. SCU in numbers can take down the Murder Hawk, and obviously Daniel's a wee bit of retribution for Archer beating him up. So it was a 57 and the storyline advances. We then bring to you some breaking news, fans. We've had it confirmed that due to unforeseen travel issues, Joshua, it should be Jacob, I put Joshua, I'm pretty sure that's one of Russo's. Jacob Fyter's partner could not make it tonight. With that being said, if Trent wants to get his hands on Fyter tonight, he'd have to go it alone. This match has been made official tonight, with the tag match being scheduled at a future date when the tag partner gets there. Complete oversight by me. I was convinced the contract would be good to go because it was September, but I guarantee they'll pop up at the end of this episode and it will spoil everything. But yeah. Next up, a promo from Nyla Rose. Toni Storm, you thought you could come in and alongside Nikki Storm and Tenille Dashwood could steal my spot here in AEW. Nah, bitch. This is my show and my spot will not be shared. Now, you haven't wrestled in months, so you're going to be rusty, and that is where I will expose you to be the fraud that you are. You'll be out this door just as quickly as you entered it. So a 49 promo from Nyla Rose. She has not given up her spot very easily, and it continued the storyline with Tony time, and Nyla enjoyed going off script, which is good to see. Her promos have actually been not too bad. No negatives, it's just been getting her overness up. That match up. And about that had a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Toni Storm defeated Nyla Rose in 10:04 by DQ, so protecting Nyla in that regard. 51 ratings, okay. Toni with 52, Nyla with 40. The storyline gains heat. Didn't seem particularly thrilled with seeing Toni Storm. Interesting. Thankfully though, they can gain some of the stats that she would need for that, as I say, and develop over time, so I'm hoping one day we'll get that. I might need to change my product if this keeps up, but yeah, just one of those things that even Toni Storm is getting it for the crowd. Interesting stuff. But she picks up the win for DQ, allowing this one to go a wee bit longer. Then have Brody Lee backstage, just with a few words down the camera. The Dark Order was formed to bring glory and success to many. There will always be bumps along the way, but in the end, when the core is assembled, the Dark Order will peak and all will be successful. We've given Darby Allin a fair chance to join us, as of which he has refused, but tonight once I defeat him, he'll have no other choice than to join us. So, bold words from Brody Lee, threatening Darby Allin as they get ready for their match. This is 67, these two I'm hoping can click, but it could be a real clash of styles. And about that had great wrestling and good heat. I had Darby Allin defeat Brody Lee in 18-19 by pinfall with a quick roll-up. A 73 rated matchup's pretty good there. Good win for good to see pretty good chemistry actually between both guys. That's perfect. The match get the crowd hotter. Darby Allin on 81, Brody with 73. Yeah, that's really, really good. What negatives is there in this one? Just low heat in the storyline, even though it's been not my worst storyline in the world. But yeah, pleased with that, and that storyline will continue, but delighted to know that that's come out as a 73. I was kind of worried about it, but that's good to know it did that. It was just a regular match as well, so they got the crowd hotter and didn't have anything added to it, so good to see. Next up, it was a decent matchup. Jacob Fatu defeated Trent and 9:38 with a Samoan drop. He was always going to win his in-ring debut. A 62 rated matchup here. He got the crowd buzzing. I think this was a wild brawl. A 57 played a 55. That was still the show, because other matches can go a bit on length. So good win there for Jacob Fatu. Apologies again for the tag team partner oversight. Now we're ready for this. This is going to be bold, and let's see how it goes. So this is the House of Hardy match. Just to confirm, it's going to compound of the actual match happening, and then 4 segments describing what happened. So of course it is Matt Hardy, Cody, the Young Bucks, Cash Wheeler, Jericho, Santana and Ortiz. So we'll just go through every rating. So that's a 69, you got the crowd hotter. We'll just go through the text basically. So this is judged on fighting. We see a car pull up to the House of Hardy, and it has the team of Chris Jericho, Cash Wheeler, Santana and Ortiz. Jericho says, "Come on Hardy, you stupid idiot, where are you?" Then a circle approach the House of Hardy, and a bald man walks up to the front of the garden. "Hello, senor. Welcome to the house, Hardy. Welcome to the battlefield." Jericho looks at the man of course being Senor Benjamin. "Shut up, jackass. Where the hell are they?" The inner circle start then walking around the garden of Hardy. Santana and Ortiz walk next to some bushes, and from the top, diving down, it's Nick and Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks, and they hit the Proud and Powerful with crossbodies to take them down. "What the hell was that?" mutters Chris Jericho, who's with Wheeler, when from behind, Cody and Matt Hardy tap their opponents on the back and they start exchanging lefts and rights before they start throwing the heels all over the Hardy garden. We follow the tail of the Young Bucks and Santana and Ortiz. They head around the House of Hardy to the garage, which happens to have a ring inside it. So to give you an idea, I basically had to go back and watch the final deletion to get an idea of what the Hardy kind of compound looked like and the various things. So we're at the bit in the garage where the big ring is. So we're going to get this a lot, the lack of anything interesting happening, because it is just all these angles, but hopefully we can get the card back again. 69 for this one, rated on overness. The Young Bucks go to throw Santana and Ortiz into a wall, but it's reversed and both Nick and Matt go flying into the wall. Santana looks under the ring in the garage and he picks up a baseball bat, whilst Ortiz manages to find a loaded sock. How convenient. Santana smashes the bat over the back of Matt Jackson, while Nick is the victim to several shots by Ortiz with the loaded sock. They roll the Young Bucks into the ring, and then they throw away the loaded sock, because why have common sense? Santana jumps in the ring and says it's over and calls the referee over, because the referee followed him, whilst he goes for a moonsault. The delay in getting the referee then allows Matt Jackson to roll out of the way, and Santana eats canvas, while Ortiz, who's distracted by this, turns right into a super kick from Nick Jackson. All four wrestlers fall to the floor as we now follow Cash Wheeler and Cody, who have made their way inside the House of Hardy and are heading towards the Hardy game room. Cody hits Cash with a shot to the gut and then he rolls him down the stairs and he enters the Hardy's game room. Yes, Matt Hardy's a game room and it's one of the finest, coolest things I've ever seen in my life. So obviously the same things here. Cody throws Cash Wheeler into a pinball machine, and whilst he's holding his gut, Cody gets a hold of a mallet from a bobbit machine and he hits it repeatedly off the head of Cash Wheeler, who is completely out. While this happens, we follow Matt Hardy and Chris Jericho, who are fighting next to Matt Hardy's swimming pool. They are brawling, with Jericho getting the upper hand, when out of nowhere it's Sammy Guevara and it's a 2-on-1 assault on Matt Hardy. They continue to beat Matt up and Chris shouts and saying, "Come on, big fella, take him out for good." Out of nowhere, Jake Hager runs in and he tries to spear Hardy into the pool, but Matt slips out of the way and Hager spears Guevara and they both end up in the pool. Senor Benjamin, capture them! Whilst Hager and Guevara try to swim out of the pool, Senor Benjamin puts a net over the whole pool and the inner circle's extras have been trapped in there. It's still Jericho versus Hardy as Jericho wanders to the lake with Hardy in tow. They get there and Jericho throws Hardy into the wreckage of an old boat, a dilapidated boat you could say. Hardy staggers as Jericho runs towards him before ducking and he throws Jericho into the lake of reincarnation. Chris emerges with a large ponytail and says, "I'm the man of 1001 holds," before he's thrown back in again to emerge, this time saying, "Would you please shut the hell up?" He gets thrown in again and this time emerges with a suit on and he just sorts himself and says, "I'm the best in the world at what I do." He's then thrown in with his suit and comes back out, this time with a list in his hand. And he says, "Do you know what happens when you throw Chris Jericho into a lake? Do you?" And of course, Matt turns around and goes, "Mr. Jericho, no I do not, and for your troubles, please eat this DDT." He DDTs Jericho in the land next to the lake, and Cody and the Bucks have made their way to the lake. Jericho staggers and the Bucks hit him with a double super kick before Cody picks him up for a crossroads, and then Matt makes the pinfall. The ref who followed the Bucks makes the count 1, 2, 3. The House of Hardy match is over. So just to confirm, in a bout that had great heat and good wrestling, Matt Hardy, Cody and the Young Bucks defeated the Inner Circle, Jericho, Wheeler, Santana and Ortiz, in a 4v4 House of Hardy match in 30-22 when Cody pinned Chris Jericho with the crossovers. That should have been Matt. During the matchup, we had Jake Hager run and attack Matt Hardy, and Guevara attack Matt Hardy. So we oversight there with the person that made the pinfall, but Matt picks up the win. Although we'll give it to Cody, just so Cody gets to be over on this boost for Jericho. This was the first time I actually created the match, so it was a cinematic matchup, 4v4, and I just wanted to type it all out to add that immersive feel. So, yeah, that was crazy. And there you can see there, the industry leader production values added to this cinematic style match. And I was worried this would flop, so 30 minutes, 79 rated. Let me know what you thought of that, because that was a bit mental. Anyway, back to action in the arena. And about the Hood Superb Wrestling in Great Heat, the Lucha Brothers defeated Hangman Page and Omega in 2044 when Pentagon Jr. pinned Kenny Omega with his top rope styles clash. But during the match with Hangman Page turn on Kenny, and the Lucha Brothers make the first defence of the AEW tag titles. Hangman's the weakest out of the four in terms of performance, but it's now time for Hangman to push on. The segment itself got an 81. Hangman, it's been 4 segments. It was a complete success. There was a small time where I wanted to turn Kenny, but I just felt like Hangman could benefit from being a heel and get a lot of victories. And Kenny v Hangman, I feel, was something that's inevitable in real life, and yeah, we're going to push it here. So 81 for that. The Lucha Bros have retained, but Hangman Page has turned his back on Kenny with a low blow just to give the assist to Rey Fenix and Pentagon. Why, Hangman? Why? And that segment got an 88, so just again building up Hangman as a heel. And their main event, an exceptional matchup, Jon Moxley defeated Pac in 26-40 by pinfall with the Paradigm Shift. Jon Moxley makes the 5th defence of the world title. So an 81 could have been a bit better. I felt like it's still too early to take the title off of Moxley. Pac is a good contender to that. And the negatives there. So the crowd were starting to get burnt out by a couple of good back-to-back matches. Obviously I didn't expect the cinematic match to draw as well as it did. And to finish the show, Justin Roberts, your winner, John, and then a lot of ends, Moxley. So an 88 in there, surely to God this is pop everywhere. This has got to be an 80 odd rated show. Bang on there, exactly 80, overall of that being 80. Increase the pop in 56 regions that we broadcast in. And yeah, that's a really, really strong show. Really, really strong. A lot of stuff going on. But a lot of stuff we're hyping up, we're building in the lower card and the mid card. The main event scene is obviously, well, I would say main event, they're mostly upper mid cards, they're not really quite in the Jon Moxley state yet, but we'll get people there. But yeah, that was quite mad to book all that, and yeah, overall, I'm pleased with it. Now let's just check and see if this decides to spoil the partner for Fatu. Now if it does, I'll just confirm the plans anyway, so then we've got something to be hyped about. So let's have a look. Peter Avalon is playing politics. He's been wheeling and dealing his way around AEW, forming political alliances in hopes it will work in his advantage. The locker room is far from happy. I'd hope that doesn't work though, because I don't want him or Brandon to ever win in my saves, so yeah, interesting. That's quite a sad moment to see. Hana Kimura wins the tag championships, the goddess of Stardom. So, well, I would say sad. It's nice to see that, as I say, someone being successful in saves, is saying just how good they were, that it was reflected in mods. So that's good to see. Madman Fulton accept the deal with Impact. Mr. Anderson wins the NWA Television Championship. And we really struck gold with the show. So, Chris Jericho really likes Sammy Guevara. Imagine that. Cody says Rey Fenix is very good. Just under 850,000 for our views. And a 1.39. Obviously, Fyter Fest will do worse than All Out, because obviously that was a season finale, so you'll get a boost for that. So, interestingly, a pretty damn solid show. I'm really happy with it. Let's actually check Company Wars, AEW, top 100s. So second best show, being an 80. And in terms of pay-per-view buy rights, I mean, considering it's not a full show, it's not an all-out season finale, I think we can be proud of that just being short of all out, so that'll be a financial success. But we'll call it there. Thank you very much for watching. I'll go ahead and start planning towards our October event, which I don't have a name for, which I'll form as soon as I finish this video. As always, thanks for watching. Let me know what your thoughts were on the House of Harley match. Would you like me to see me do that more often, or was that a bit kind of too much? Let me know. It's all about trying new things. And yeah, thanks for watching. Take it easy, and I'll see you all real soon. Bye bye.